Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. This is Lori Flickinger from Lori's Wellness Loft coming to you live with a little coaching gem that you can take right away and start applying to live a happier, healthier life. So, welcome. For those of you who don't know me, I am a health and life coach, and what I do is I work with people on achieving goals that they haven't been able to achieve. So these lessons just come to me every morning, and this morning's lessons comes from Joey. And for those of you who know me and know I have two children who are probably the most wise and incredible beings on the planet, so I have to start with saying this, and my children really are my greatest teachers. So here's the dialogue this morning. I walk into the kitchen and Joey's getting ready to go to school, and I look at the calendar and I say something about Friday the 13th. And he's like, "Oh, Friday the 13th." And I said, "Friday the 13th is always such a great day for me." And he says, "What makes you so confident in that?" And I went, I guess the fact that it's always been a lucky day for me in the past, and I truly believe it is. So then I started to sit with that. Confidence, like what makes people so confident in what they believe? And I started to do some research. So the definition of confidence is, I want to read it to you so I get it exactly right. So confidence is a state of being certain. Confidence is also full trust in belief in one's self. Okay, so good morning, Denise and Gabe. How are you? Happy Friday the 13th. May it be as lucky for you as it is for me. So confidence is not a genetic trait. It is not something that you are born with. So confidence is something that is acquired, that has to do with, surprise, surprise, the way you think about something. So this morning I thought, hey, Friday the 13th, woo, it's always been really lucky for me in the past. It's going to be again, right? It's like not even a thought that it would be anything other than. So I started thinking about what makes people confident as opposed to not confident. And I want to tell you a couple stories that just came to me yesterday. Kind of like everything lines up for me perfectly when I have to give these lessons online. So two examples, one of a highly confident person and the other of a person whose confidence had been broken. All right, so the first person walks through the door and she happens to be one of my Reiki students. And for those of you who don't know, I am also a Reiki master and I teach classes. So this woman just went through the first of two Reiki classes. So she's halfway through her certification. She shows up at my door and she says, "Lori, I need some aromatherapy because I'm off to do a treatment now on one of my friends who's ill, and I want to be able to do a treatment and use the oils because I know that really adds to the treatment." And I'm like, look at this girl. Hi Wendy, how are you? She just learned this trait, this skill, which is very, very easy to teach and to do. And yet I have some people that come through the school and they don't feel confident doing a Reiki treatment for weeks, months, years. And here's a woman who just went through the training on Friday, and she's off to do a treatment because she feels so confident in what she has learned. Also, here's another part of confidence. If you feel that what you are doing is going to help or benefit another person, guess what? That ups your confidence level exponentially. So she wanted to help this person who is sick. And that's why she felt driven to go and help this person. So I was like, yay, super confident story. Then, maybe an hour later, another one of my very dear friends walks through the door and she's beside herself. And she's talking about her granddaughter who is just brand new in college. She is a lifelong athlete. And this child, I'm going to call her a child, she's an adult, but I still think of her as a child, is being tested. There's like a speed agility test that she has to do in order to play. Okay. She has gotten accepted to the school. She's accepted to the team. She's an amazing athlete. She's in amazing shape. She's like what any person would ever want on their team because she's got 100% heart and she's a go-getter. And when she told me this story about how this child couldn't pass the timed test and now she's being benched. She has to sit and watch everyone else play. And can you imagine what that does to a person's psyche, to a person's confidence level? So she doesn't pass the first test, her confidence comes down. Then she doesn't pass the second test, and her confidence comes down. And now she's watching all her teammates play, and she's not. And it's just knocking her down a peg. And this poor kid, I can't wait to talk to this child because I'm going to talk to her today and I'm going to give her a little talking to. We're going to do a little coaching session. We're going to bump her right back up to where she belongs because I know without a shadow of a doubt, this kid can pass this speed test. It's simply anticipatory anxiety. And she's nervous about how she's going to, produce? No, that's not the word. Somebody help me with it. How she's going to, oh my God, it's right on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, yeah, whatever she's going to do, she doesn't think she's going to be good enough. She thinks she's going to fail. There's this whole chemical release, the whole fight or flight thing. It's fight, flight, freeze. And when all of your chemicals are going towards the stress response, guess what? You don't have the chemicals to run and do what you need to do. So there's actually a biological reason why she can't pass this test, but more importantly, there's a psychological reason why she can't pass this test, because if she thinks she can't do it, guys, she's not going to be able to do it. So I really wish, I know this coach is probably the most awesome coach in the world, I'm not taking away from her, but sometimes there is an exception to a rule. So that's why I really believe in, sometimes you just got to say, okay, you're not passing the time drill. Let's play in a game and then see if you pass the time drill later. But that's just me. Anyway, so here are two examples of people who one is ultra confident, the other one was ultra confident, and now getting knocked down rung by rung. Do you know what the only thing is that's common with these two people? The way they think they're going to perform. It's creating a feeling in their body and affecting the result. So people who believe that they are going to have a positive result by doing something, like my friend who came in here that's on her way to do that Reiki treatment, she just knows that she's going to help her friend. Therefore, she's going to show up and she feels so ultra confident in that she's going to step out and do it. Where this other person who has been practicing her entire life for something now all of a sudden has been told that you're too slow and now you can't do it, and her confidence has been shattered. But not to worry, we can regain that confidence. So I want to also talk about the fact that confidence is not arrogance. People think that if you are ultra confident, you're arrogant, and that's not so. Okay, so I want to remove that where I'm ultra confident and I don't feel that I'm arrogant, and I just know without a shadow of a doubt there are things that I do really well. So you want to take that same feeling or knowing in something you do really, really well, and you want to apply that to something that you're learning for the first time. So you want to take the experience of, something that I'm really good in. I know I'm really good at talking to people and getting to the bottom line. All right, here's another story from yesterday. Oh my God, they're all just coming in. I had a person who was talking to me about coaching, and he said, Lori, you would really make the coaching experience better if you had a room with windows and lots of plants. Because if you had a room with windows and lots of plants, I would be more apt to coach with you. I swear. And I love this guy more than life. And I almost smacked him in the face when he said this to me. I go, stop it with the kooky talk. Chris and I say that to each other all the time. Stop with the kooky talk. And I said, I have had some of the best coaching sessions with my Jeff. I have had some of the best coaching sessions with clients not even in a room. Like, I coach people on the phone. I started coaching people actually when I didn't even have a facility. I used to go to their houses and train them. That's my favorite word right now. Dope. Dope is a great word. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I used to go to people's houses to train them years ago when I first got started, when I was only a wee little trainer. And what we would do, we would start every session with going outside, and we used to walk or run. And I found that while I was walking or running with this client, we would have this interaction where I would be coaching them as we were running. So we had some of the most amazing coaching sessions just running on the street without any flowers or windows. So that's another funny story. So I want you all to know, the moral of this story is confidence is not a gene. You're not born with it. It is a learned behavior that is dependent on the thoughts in your head that create the feelings in your body, okay? Anybody can acquire confidence. Anyone's confidence can be shaken. I've been in seminars where I go, see this pen? If I drop this pen, can you guarantee me with 100% that it's going to hit the floor? And there are people sitting in the seminar, and they're sitting back there and they're like, yeah, sure, I can guarantee that's going to hit the floor. And there's other people that I see that are sitting there and their eyes go, and you could see their confidence is shaken. Is it going to hit the floor? Is there a test? Does Lori have a string on it? And then I'll even make it even more of a challenge. I'll say, okay, if you're so confident, are you willing to bet your entire bank account that if I release this pen, it's going to hit the floor? And then this guy in the back starts going, my entire bank account? I don't know how confident I feel about that. We got a waiver on this. There's a financial wager? Is it? Oh, it's Friday. Lori's brain isn't working. So obviously, yeah, if I drop the pen, it's going to hit the floor. But I had you thinking. I was getting in your head. And we, as human beings, have to be the person to have self-doubt. We have to take self-doubt and treat it like a caged animal. We have to put it away and say, no, that's not true. I'm not going to listen to you right now. And self-doubt will show up at certain times in order again to keep you safe, in order again to keep you from moving forward, okay? So lastly, what I would like you to do as your exercise, and this is something that I like to do with people. I actually did it on a job interview the other day. And I say to people, tell me your greatest accomplishment. And I want you to all type it in, please type it in the comments below. What has been your greatest accomplishment? And look how you're struggling. People actually struggle when I ask them to do this. And then I say to my coaching clients, not in an interview, I don't want to, frighten the poor person off before she even starts working for me. I want you to all sit down, and I want you to, later on when you turn this video off, sit down and I want you to write just 10 of your greatest accomplishments. And if you really get on a roll, I want you to go back to the beginning when you were a little wee person and think about every accomplishment that you have had thus far in your life. And I really want you to give yourself credit and realize how competent you are and how you have achieved goal after goal after goal. And I want you to recognize that and give yourself a little pat on the back today. So if this was helpful for you, please give me a thumbs up in the comments below. If this wasn't and I lost you, give me a thumbs down. I would also invite all of you to please let me know what you would like to learn more about in this coaching room in days and weeks ahead. Thank you all for watching, and I hope all of you have a happy, healthy day, and I will talk to you soon.